day, Junior Tuckies, and to anybody else who might be tuning in. Welcome to this grade 10 English lesson. Today we will be looking at the theory behind the lyric poem. Okay, it's a type of poem which falls under the literature scope of our curriculum. I am going to be your teacher today. My name is Miss Langtree. Let's get started. Okay, so what is lyric poetry? Well, a lyrical poem is a very musical poem. Okay, lyrics are the lines in songs. So that's the name for the words that we sing along to in songs. So the poet is going to be very focused on making sure that their poem flows so that if someone speaks it has a good rhythm. You know, it's catchy. So the poet will use rhythm, rhyme, and other poetic devices to make the poem as musical as possible. Lyrical poems often have high levels of emotion and wish to convey this passion to the audience. Okay, they want the audience to feel the same way they're feeling in that moment. There is no specific rhyme scheme or structure that we need to look out for. There's no rules to these poems, okay? And they can be quite short. So bear this in mind. If you get an unseen poem in an exam situation, all right, and you see that there's no real structure to this poem, it's okay. You can probably start to look at it as a lyrical poem. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at an example of a lyrical poem. Okay, a lyric poem. So let us turn our attention to Charlotte Mew. Okay, she wrote a poem in 1916, which is very personal. The poet is trying to unpack what their love with the person which they have lost was like. Okay, so that's sort of what they're doing. Lyrical poetry is often emotional and quite personal. Think of the many songs which have the same characteristics. Okay. The title of the poem that we are going to take a look at is called A Que Bon Dia. This translates to what good is there to say? Okay, A Que Bon Dia. Perhaps the speaker is just being sarcastic and pessimistic, like what good is there to say? You know, what is there left to talk about? Um, or once you read the poem, you'll see that she's quite positive. Okay, so the more likely answer is that the speaker is looking for the good in the situation. Okay, what good is there to say? Especially since she is going through, well, she went through loss 17 years ago and she is getting older. Okay, so she's trying to find the good in that situation. However, the speaker is looking forward to seeing their loved one again after life, being reunited. The speaker is remarking on the past and how love transcends both time and mortality. So, okay, I can't wait to read this. That's Charlotte Mew at the bottom of the page over there, that picture. 17 years ago, you said something that sounded like goodbye, and everybody thinks you are dead but I. So as I grow stiff and cold to this and that say goodbye too, and everybody sees that I am old but you. And one fine morning in a sunny lane, some boy and girl will meet and kiss and swear that nobody can love their way again, while over there you will have smiled, and I shall have tossed your hair. Okay, let's first of all look at the first stanza when we're analyzing. So important to number your poems, guys, as soon as you get them. Anyway, so lines 1 to 4. 17 years ago, you said something that sounded like goodbye, and everybody thinks you are dead, but I. Okay. This person is not on the run and faking his death. They have passed away. Okay, but the speaker doesn't, she's skeptical. Okay, so let's have a look. We don't know if the speaker is a woman or a man, by the way. Okay, so the speaker appears to be addressing someone who is deceased. 17 years ago, this person said goodbye. The speaker does not seem fully convinced that it really is goodbye because she's saying it sounded like goodbye. But she's like, no, or they are like, no, okay, you're not truly dead, all right? You're not truly dead because we are going to be reunited in the afterlife Okay, our love will reunite us, and also you live through my memories and through my love, which has not faded. Okay, so everybody thinks you are dead, but I, okay, think that you are still alive. Okay, their bond is so strong. Just look over here, guys. So the speaker really loved this person. Okay, it is this love which has kept the loved one alive. Because of these close memories, the speaker can still recall the loved one 17 years later. The bond is so strong, the love is so strong, right, that it has outlasted physical time. And this is reiterated over here in lines 5 to 8, okay, stanza 2. So as I grow stiff and cold to this and that, say goodbye too. And everybody sees that I am old, but you. Okay, once again, physical time is marching on, all right, but because of their love is ageless. Even though their physical bodies are growing older, their love is exactly as young as it was when they picked off. And sometimes it's a comforting thought, particularly your grandparents or great grandparents. Um, if they pass away, you say they're with grandpa now, right? You like to think that your loved ones are reunited in the afterlife, and you'd like to think that they go back to when they first met or when they're young, and they have no troubles. That's a comforting thought that we sometimes have. So even though they are getting old, even though they are saying goodbye, they are dying. Okay, everyone thinks, the loved one is dead already. All right, because of love, they can defy age. Okay, their love is making them stay alive. Okay, I just want to quickly talk to you about the anaphora. Basically, if you say in a test, the line 4 and line 5 start with the word but, you will still get the mark. I don't think that they need you to know the term anaphora. Okay, but it is effective that these lines have started with but because it links these two stanzas together in that way. So I'm saying goodbye to everybody thinks that I am old. Everybody thinks that you are dead. It's terrible. Okay, but I don't think that you are dead, and you don't think that I am old. Okay, because we love each other. I am stiff and cold. I am getting old. I can't deny it. I'm so old that I've started to say goodbye to this and that because I don't know. Okay? But when I see you, I'm going to be transported back to when we were young and in love and starting off. Okay. Let's quickly finish reading over here, guys. Line 5 to 7 in the bottom left-hand corner. Lines 5 to 7 reveal that after 17 years apart, it is time for the speaker to perhaps pass away too due to old age. The body becomes older, but the love will still be youthful and immortal. In line 8, it can be seen that the loved one will not see the speaker as old, despite a significant amount of time passing. Okay, I'm sure you've also noticed, guys, that she uses I and you throughout the poem. Okay, she uses I a lot. She's referring to, the speaker is speaking in first person narration. They're referring to themselves. Okay, and you is the lover or the loved one. But I think it's a romantic love. It's a romantic love, and that will be unpacked in the third stanza. Okay, so you is the loved one that they are communicating with and that they are excited to maybe meet again in the afterlife. One more thing, everybody. Let us look at this paragraph here. It says the rhyme scheme is quite structured. Okay, so if I was to calculate the rhyme scheme, I would be looking at what rhymes. So said rhymes with dead, so those both get an A because this is line 1, so line 1 is always A. Okay, this rhymes with line 1. Okay, then goodbye rhymes with I, BB. Okay, Cold and old, right? So they rhyme. CC, okay, and to and you, right? So it is quite structured, okay? Do you think that this poem has a musical quality to it when you read it? Hopefully you did see that, okay? Because often songs rhyme, and that's what makes them catchy, all right? And these could definitely be lyrics to a song if you were creative enough. Also, there's limited punctuation. There's brief pauses. We've got a semicolon and one colon here, and then one full stop, but only at the end of the stanza each. Okay? Um, if there's limited punctuation, it means that they don't want unnecessary stops as somebody's talking, lots of pauses. They want the poem to flow, which again points to the idea, okay, that this is a lyric poem because lyrics flow because they're very musical. Lines 9 to 13, aka the third stanza of this poem. And one fine morning in a sunny lane, some boy and girl will meet and kiss and swear that nobody can love their way again. While over there you will have smiled and I shall have tossed your hair. Okay. Pay special attention to the tenses in this poem. What tense is that is line 10 in? Some boy and girl will meet and kiss and swear. It hasn't happened yet. They will meet in the future. Okay, so we've gone 17 years back into the past, okay, and we have now gone into the future where a boy and girl are going to swear that nobody can love in the same way that they love, okay, that their love is unique. And this makes you, aka the loved one, smile, okay, because, you know, he also or they also had that love. So it's not unique. Love is universal, but at the same time, it's incredibly special to the ones experiencing it, and it is unique in that way. Okay, so it's a very sweet sort of ending. Anyway, yeah. So this boy and girl are kissing and swearing that no one will love like them, and then the poet just goes, and over there, you're over there. Over there, this person has been gone for 17 years. What do you mean over there? Okay, it's vague. Is over there sort of the afterlife? So are they looking down, um, from heaven or something like that? Or is over there some sort of parallel universe, where like the deceased can see the living, but the living can't see the deceased. I know a lot of people, if someone's passed away, they say, it's okay, I can feel their presence. Is it something like that? So anyway, this ghost who's been gone 17 years is just over there looking at this boy and girl swearing that, nobody can love their way again. Okay. So let's just read the bottom paragraph and see what this says, if there's any useful information for us there. Oh, apologies. These descriptive adjectives are very, very positive. Okay, a fine morning in a sunny lane. Love just makes everything bright and happy. Anyway, the poem then takes the audience to the future tense. This can be seen through line 10, whereby a boy and girl will meet and kiss and swear that nobody can love their way again in the future. The young couple will say that their love is unique and special, that there is no other love like it. When this happens, the speaker imagines their loved one smiling. The future perfect tense is cleverly used here again. The line is that the loved one will have smiled upon hearing this news. They haven't smiled upon hearing this news as of yet. Okay, that is because the speaker and loved one also had a love like this. They had a unique and special love that's been so great that 17 years later it's lasted the age of time. It's defying time. It's immortal. Okay. So love is universal and all around. However, it is also very special and unique to the individual who is experiencing this love with another. Okay, so it's a bit of a paradox in that sense. The fact that the speaker will toss the loved one's hair indicates that the speaker still loves the loved one as much as before. To toss someone's hair is to be affectionate and loving. It is also something that you would associate with young people to do, sort of playful. When the lovers are reunited, they will be young once again. Okay, so that is your example of a lyrical poem. What can we take away from this? Well, okay, I hope that you see how lyrical poems are often trying to evoke an emotion in the audience. It's often based on a very personal experience. A lyrical poem does not need to have a specific rhyme scheme, rhythm, or structure. They do have a large focus on flow, so you'll often see that there's not a lot of full stops, okay, because they want someone to speak it and for it to go relatively fast and, yeah, to flow. Okay. An ode does often fall under the lyric poem category. Okay, so an ode is a type of lyric poem. So, yeah, just bear that in mind, guys, because remember, ode means to chant, so it makes sense that it would be a musical poem as well. That's all we have for this lesson. Thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something, and I'll see you for the activity video.